Oh. 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 Sahanavavatu. Sahano bhunaktu. Saha viryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, there was a question from one of the participants last week about the prayer to Mother Saraswati, which we chanted. So I had told I would present it again today because that day I did not have it in that slide deck. So I will just, means it's always good to pray again and again. So we can go through this also. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. I don't know whether the sister who asked about it is here or not. I will just proceed. If there are questions, I will deal with them at the end of the class. Just by way of revision, I thought we will just read the bhajan. I will again read it by word, so it will give some, we read things again and again, the letters sort of get etched in our memory. So I'm just going to read it and then slowly. I hope you don't mind. Bhaja Gaja Va Da Nam. Bha Va Bha Ya Ha Ra Nam. Please note that this bha is the fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated. That is with a puff of air. You should almost. Yesterday, I was discussing with another group of participants. When you say the fourth or the second letter in each varga, because they aspirated, there should be a lot of effort put in. So sometimes you'll find that your stomach gets pulled in when you push the air out, like bah. Something just the same way when you cough, your stomach goes in, gets pulled in, and the diaphragm pushes up quickly. Bhaja Gaja Vadanam Bhava Bhaya Haranam. It may be a good exercise for you all to practice the third and the fourth again and again. You know, like ba and ba, ba, ba. Just to see the distinction between those two sounds. Okay. You'll go to the second line. Bha, va, ja, la. Bha, va, ja, la. Ta, ra, nam. Taranam. Ma, da, ma, la. Ma, da, ma, la. Da, ha, nam. Dahanam. Ja, pa, ta, pa. Japa, tapa. Ra, ma, nam. Ramanam. Da, ya, bha, ra. Daya, bhara. Sa, da, nam. Sadanam. Sha, the sha is the one where you bend your tongue and it points to the top of the head. You know, it's cerebral. Okay. Sorry, not cerebral, it's palatal. Very sorry, I'm very sorry. It's a palatal one where the tongue is parallel to the mouth cavity. So it's the similar to the cha varga. Okay. Sha, ra, va, na. Sharavana. Sa, ha, jam. Sahajam. This sha is again the same one. Make a note of the anuswara at the top. So it's shankara. Shankara. Okay. That can be pronounced as also. That's something which I will deal with in subsequent classes, the rules around that. But you, for now, you can pronounce it as Shankara. Okay. Or Shamkara. Sha, Sham, Ka, Ra. Shankara. Ta, na, yam. Tanayam. Sa, ja, la. Sajala. Na, ya, nam. Nayanam. A, bha, ya. Abhaya. Again, makes a note of the bha. It's the fourth one. Abhaya. Ba, ra, dam. Varadam. Ra, sa, gha, na. Rasa, gha. This is the fourth letter in the ka varga. Okay. Gha. Rasa, gha, na. Rasa, gha, na. Na, la, dam. Na, la, dam. A, ga, ma. Agama. Pa. This is the second letter in the pa varga. Pa, la, dam. Paladam. Ka, ma, la. Kamala. Cha, ra, nam. Charanam. Na, ra, va, ra. Naravara. Sha, ra, nam. Sharanam. Ga, na, va, ra. Ganavara. A, ma, lam. Amalam. Saha. Ma, ma. Mama. Sa, ka, lam. Sakalam. Okay. I think we went through the word meaning, the transliteration. I think you would have gone through, but I thought it was just a practice. We had gone through the word meanings. I don't think I will go again. You can read it and understand. Should not be a problem. So I will go to the, I think just a revision. This is from last week. I had talked about consonants and the vowel combinations, different vowels. I think one of the questions asked was, what's the Sanskrit name for it? It's Swara Yukta Vyanjana. Swara means vowel. Yukta means joined. Vyanjana means consonants. I think we can read, I can put those down later on in Devanagari for you all to read it and read the word themselves later on after we study a little further. For now, I will just going to go through this. I think you may have already looked at it, but it's for everyone's benefit, I thought I will just revise quickly. If there are any questions, you can ask. This is ik. There's a there's a diagonal dash at the bottom, and that's called halant, which is like which means that there are no vowels involved. Okay, so the sound is ik. The ik plus a gives us ka, which is like ka. Ik plus a, or the longer gives us ka, and you can see there's a staff next to it. Okay, so that's a very common thing which you will see whenever there's an extra line. It is the longer version of the a. Ik plus e gives you ki. You can see we draw a line in front of the letter, before the letter, and then there is at the top there is something which sort of a semicircle, you can say, which connects the letters. You can see it here. Ik plus e, which is the longer e. The letter and the curve go on the opposite side. Okay, ki should be pretty straightforward. This, when it comes back, it's shorter. When it's go forward, it is longer e sound. Ik plus u gives us ku. You can see the squiggly at the bottom, which actually moves to your left when you're writing. Ku. Ik plus u, the longer ukara, u is ku. You can say it is similar to the halant, as you can see here, but it's with a circle. It starts with circle and goes. Okay. Then we looked at ik plus r is kr. You can see the sign, the thing at the bottom, the squiggly at the bottom is going to the opposite side compared to the ku. Okay, moves towards your right. Ik plus r, it becomes double. You don't have to worry too much because you may not come across this that often. Ik plus L is Kl. It's more in the entire L is at the bottom of the K. Ik plus L, which is the longer Lukara, is the whole thing comes at the bottom in terms of writing. Again, these three I will not or spend too much time on, but it's just to point you out. Ik plus A is K. Okay, you can see at the on top of the K, there is this diagonal mark, if you can see, which is similar to what you see it in I here. Okay, I think you're already familiar with it. But when in consonants it comes above the consonant letters, it becomes K. Okay, Ik plus I becomes Kai. So as you can see, all the consonants for I sound to come, like Kai, Chai, any other consonant, there will be two markers at the bottom top, whereas in I there's only one. Okay, sometimes people get confused about it because they start reading this as Kai, the K as Kai. Okay, so as long as after a little bit of practice, you will be very familiar. Ik plus O is Ko. Okay, you can see it's a Ka, the longer Ka is written, and on top of the staff, or the additional line next to the Ka, then you mark it at the top with the same marking which is used for K and Kai. Ik plus Au gives you cow. Okay, the difference is, again, an additional mark is made on top of the Ka. So it's Ko has one, cow has two. K has one, Kai has two at the top. Okay, you can say it's two bunny ears, for lack of a better term, to remember. I had also given this, I had taken you through, means I got some feedback last week that, I packed in too much material. So that's why I'm going a bit slow. I hope you all are okay with it. For some of you who may have practiced and become very familiar, it may be too slow, but I hope you bear with me. Because once we get the foundations right, later on we can move a little faster, I feel. So I'm just going to go through. It should be pretty straightforward, but I think, as I say, you watch, observe it, you become familiar. Ka, ka, ki, ki, ku, ku, kr, kr, kl, kl, ke, kai, ko, cow. I'm just pausing in between so that you all can practice, because that's good, especially the second one. The aspirated ka, it may be good for you all to mute yourself and practice if it's okay. I can mute everyone also. I muted, so all of you can practice if you would like to. The second one is ka. Okay, aspirated ka, ka, ki, ki, ku, ku, kr, kr, kl, k, k, kai, ko, cow. Okay, we go to the third one. Ga, ga, gi, gi, gu, gu, gr, gr, gl, gl, ge, gai, go, gau. Okay. Now we're going to go to the fourth one. Again, it's an aspirated one with a lot of effort. You have to say ga, ga, gi, gi, gu, gu, gr, gr, gl, gl, ge, ghai, gho, ghau. So it's a bit hard. I don't know. I mean, if you're tired, you can stop. But I just wanted to know that the second and the fourth require a lot of effort. Prayatna, the effort has to be good. The sound and the vibration which you produce has certain impact in your own body and also, in your all other areas of your life, like prana and pranamaya kosha also, because the breath and the lungs get very strengthened by that. Okay. Then the last one is the nasal. If you all want to follow along, but not as essential, but just for your practice, I will go through anyway. Nga, nga, ni, ni, ngu, ngu, ngre, ngre, ngle, ngle, nge, ngai, ngo, ngau. So we had looked at it. So I'm going to present the same thing for each varga. Should be straightforward. I don't know whether you all want me to go through them or not, but I will. So as you can see, it should be pretty straightforward for you all to recognize the letters. But I'm just going to go through again. I will say, if you all do not want to, you don't need to follow along. If you want to follow, you can follow along. Cha, cha, chi, chi, chu, chu, chre, chre, chle, chle, che, chai, cho, chau. Sorry. Ja, ja. Oh, sorry, I haven't covered the second one, I think. Sorry. The second one is with aspiration. Cha, cha, chi, chi, chu, chu, chle, 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 che, chai, cho, chou. Okay, so I'll just for comparison, I will say the first one and the second one. First varga and second varga, au, chau, chou. Okay, chau, chou. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, we'll go to the third letter in the cha varga, which is ja, 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 ji, ji, ju, ju, jr, jr, jl, jl, j, jai, jo, jau. We go into the fourth one again. It's with a lot of effort, puffing a lot of air as you say these sounds, read these consonants. Ja, ja, ji, ji, ju, ju, jr, jr, jl, jl, j, jai, jo, jau. Okay, it is the effort. Okay, it's all about effort and air. Then I will go to the nasal sound in the cha varga. Nya, nya, ni, ni, nir, sorry, nyu, nyu, nir, nir, jil, nil, nye, nyai, nyo, nyao. I think one thing you will realize, if you can read all this, you would have exercised your entire mouth completely. Okay, because all positions, it's like doing exercise. It's exactly similar thing, but many people, not many people, the sages feel that by saying this, actually we are actually exercising every part of the body, energizing every part of the body also. So it's a good practice, because it has an almost curative effect on our own body. Okay, so we're going to go to the ta varga, which is cerebral, with the tongue pointing up at the roof of the mouth. Okay, cerebral. Ta, ta, ti, ti, tu, tu, tr, tr, kl, kl, te, tai, to, tau. The second one, again aspirated with a lot of air, with bit more effort. Ta, ta. So this ta comes in whenever you sing bhajans, Vitthala. Okay, you should not say Vitthala, Vitthala. Okay, so the ta, ta, ti, ti, tu, tu, tr, tr, kl, kl, te, tai, to, tau. Okay, we go to the third one. It should be simple, a little easier. Da, da, di, di, do, do, dr, dr, gl, gl, de, dai, do, dau. We come to the last one, fourth one, which is a lot of air, aspirated. Mu, dha, dha. Like in Bhaja Govindam, Mudha mate is this. Dha. Mudha. Okay, we'll again go. Dha, dha, dhi, dhi, dhu, dhu, dh, 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 dhe, dhai, dho, dhau. Okay. You may not come across all these, but I am just taking you through. It's good to practice. It improves the pronunciation, the movement of the tongue. Okay, so that's why I'm just taking you through. I hope it's not too boring or too slow. The nasal one is again n sound said with the tongue bent and pointing upwards. N, na, ni, nu, nu, nr, nr, nl, nl, ne, nai, no, now. Okay. So we'll go to the tha varga now. The palate, sorry, the dental. So we'll start with the first one. Ta, ta, ti, ti, tu, tu, tr, tr, tl, tl, te, tai, to, tau. The second one is as with aspiration. It should be simple, a little better than the previous aspirated ones, but it requires effort. Okay. Ha, ta, thi, thi, thu, thu, thr, thr, thl, thl, the, thai, tho, thou. Okay, with effort. We go to the third one. The, da, di, du, dr. Okay, for this letter, you may wonder why I have highlighted it in yellow. Because the way it is written is slightly a unique one. Usually, if you look at the ones above, you write the tha properly, just the way tha, and then you put a squiggly at the bottom. This thr, you write this tha, and they put a squiggly at the bottom. But if you look at this one, it is not the full da, as you can see. Okay, this is the way the convention is to write like this, and you will see it in prints. And sometimes people can mistake this too with the previous one. I will take you back. See, if you look at this one, can you see ta and tr? Because if you there's it can be a bit confused, okay? Because it's almost there's chopped off the into half and then attach that one. That's the way you will find it in print. So I just highlighted it so that you are aware of it. Okay. So that is dr. Dr, dl, dl, de, dai, do, dau. Okay. So we're going to the fourth one, which is with effort, with a bit more effort, puffing more air. The, the, du, dhu, dhr, dhr, dl, dl, dhe, dhai, dho, dhau. Okay. Now, some of these you may not come across that often, but when you practice, I think it's a good idea to practice. One day, one sitting, you may not be able to, it may be very tiring to go through all of them, but try. The last one is the nasal consonant in the tha varga. It should be a pretty straightforward one for most people. It's a simple na, dental na, na, ni, nu, nre, nre, nle, nle, ne, nai, no, now. Okay. We're going to go to the pa varga. There are no exceptions here, as you can see. So we'll just go through them quickly, I guess. Pa, pa, pi, pi, pu, pu, pr, pr, pl, pl, pe, pai, po, pau. This one is aspirated one with a little bit of effort. Pa, pa, pi, pi, pu, pu, pr, pr, pl, pl, pe, pai, po, and pau. Okay. The third one should be pretty straightforward and easy. Ba, ba, bi, bi, bu, bu, br, br, bl, bl, be, bai, bo, bow. The fourth one, which we already came across, like bhajan, bhaya, bhava, all of them are from there. Okay. Bha, bha, bhi, bhi, bhu. This bhu in the Gayatri, when you chant, bhur, bhua. Okay, this is the bhu which comes. Okay, with the effort, because many times we think we chant Gayatri and bhur, bhua, suva. No, it's bhur, bhua. Okay, so that bhua. Okay, then this is bhu. This is the bhur. Okay, so with effort, it has to be said. Bhur, bhua. Okay. Bhr, bhr, bhl, bhl, bhe, bhai, bho, bhau. The last one is the nasal one. Must be a very, very easy one for most people. Ma, ma, mi, mu, mr, mr, ml, ml, me, mai, mo, mau. Okay. So maybe I will just go, as you can see in the ra varga, you know, there are quite a few exceptions. The way it is written, you know, the ru, this is a ru. You can see instead of writing at the bottom, here it is written in the middle somewhere. Ru. And ru, as you can see, usually we write it at the bottom there, but in the case of ru, the longer one, it's in the middle again. Then you look at this one. It's r, r, okay. Here you can see there's a hook at the bottom, top, and what is written is the normal r sound. In the vowels, you have writing, no, r, that is written, and there's a hook. This hook actually is pronounced as r. Okay. So r, r, r. Okay, these are exceptions. You may not come across these four that much, so don't spend too much time. But these two you need to be familiar. Okay. Because you may see something is in the middle, and normally you see things at the bottom and call it u. In this case, it's different. Okay, so I thought I will just highlight so that you take note of it. So when you read it later, you will be able to recognize it. Okay, we are just going to go through quickly. I hope, you know, if I am going too slow, it's unnecessary. You all can say so. But if no one says anything, I will continue the way I am doing it. Ya, ya, yi, yi, you, iru, iru, yilu, yilu. You know, these two you don't come across at all, but just for practice. Ye, yai, yo, yao. Next is ra, 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 ri, ri, ru, ru, ir, irru, irle, irle, re, rai, ro, rao. Some of them, it becomes this ra and the r very close. You know, it's a car driving around, I guess. It's something like that, but you won't come across these four. Okay, just for practice and completeness, I have put them there. Then la, la, li, li, lu, lu, l, 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 l. This not that essential. I'm just for completeness again. Le, lai, lo, lao. The next one is va sarga. Va, 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 we, wu, wu, vr, vr, vl, vl, ve, vai, wo, wow. Then we are coming to the Ushma sounds. Okay. Yes, Sister Aparna, you raised your hand.
The double liz, how do you pronounce that in the previous varga?
Yeah, in this one you mean to say?
Yeah, the double liz.
See, it is this one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
You know, so actually, see, so you should not pronounce it as illu. You understand? It is illu because it's a la with the lu sound, so it won't be that. It's just technical, sister. Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry too much. But it's basically you elongate the lu. Okay. Start with il and l. Okay, il. Then
L.
l. Okay, that's all. It's the same sound for a longer period of time. Okay, that's all I would say. So the question will come: is it the question you may ask technically is, if it's l itself is there, then what is this? Is it ill? Okay, you can. It is not ill because it is. It has to be sounded technically together. So I would not dwell too much time. It is more academic than practical usage.
Okay.
So please do not spend too much time. You can, just elongate the lid. Okay, you will never come across. I have not come across. This is only for the sake of completeness. I'm just doing it as an exercise for the tongue,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, here also there are exceptions which I have highlighted in the way it is written. This is shri and shri. You can say, this is the way it's normally written, but here when you come, it's completely changed. Okay. Later on, when we read the compound consonants, you will see some similarities. But just for this, for the time being, you just see them as exceptions. Okay. Same thing with kr and kr. That extra piece comes in the middle. Just the way in ra also, it's not for r, but for ha, kr always is written like this. Okay, you can see what's happening in the middle. Okay, I hope it's clear now. Okay, we'll just go through, for the sake of completeness, I will just go through the sounds. This is the sh, which is palatal. Okay, so that means this tongue should be parallel to the mouth, roof of the mouth, like cha. So it's sh, sha, shi, she, shu, shu, shri, shri, shl, shl, she, shai, sho, shao. Okay, this is the cerebral sh. Okay, so the tongue has to bend and point upwards towards the roof of the mouth, or top of the head. You can see it's pointing upwards. Sh, sha, shi, she, shu, shu, sh, sh, shl, shl, she, shai, sho, shao. Okay. If you practice it, your tongue will know where it should be when you come across this. Even many Indians also do not pay too much attention. Sometimes they interchangeably pronounce these letters, but I just thought I will point it out. It all depends on each one of you, how you want to, how accurate you want to be, or how technically correct you want to be. It's up to you. The next one is the sa, which is the dental sa. Sa, sa, si, si, su, su, sr, sr, sl, sl, se, sai, so, sao. You come to the last consonant, which is ha, 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 he, who, hr. See the hridaya, word hridaya, this is the hr, okay? Hr, hr, hl, hl, he, hai, ho, how. Okay, so we have covered all the consonants with all the vowel, the full set of vowel consonant combinations we have covered. I took time to go through all of them, just to demonstrate, because I was asked to spend time. I think it would give you more familiarity with the letters. I didn't want the session to be very boring, so I put up. Can you read it? Is it clear enough to read? Okay, so that's good. Thank you. So what I have done here, so this is again another bhajan with simple vowel consonant combinations. Okay. I thought it'll be interesting for you all, or something for you to, because most of the words which are used in bhajans. Okay. So it will give you an ability to look at them. Later on we will do further, but I thought just for today I will spend some time. If you all think, oh yeah, it's okay. I will just go through the Sanskrit one. I try to come up with the bhajan where, see, there are more complex letters which are coming down, which are called compound consonants. I have avoided all of them, but I have introduced as many possible letters, whatever you have read in this. So you can actually practice reading this bhajan by referring and recognizing the sounds. Try not to look at the transliteration. Okay. I provided it because for some people will say we don't want to worry too much about the Devanagari, so I have provided. But those who want to practice, try to do it. Okay. De va di, devadi, devam, devam, di na da ya lam. See, Dina Dayalam. So I've introduced you. See, D is there and D is there. Okay, then they also is there. You saw the Va here with an extra A. Ya extra is there. Okay. So first we'll read Devadi Devam Dina Dayalam. Devadi Devam Dina Dayalam. The next one. Go pa ri pa lam. Go pari palam. Go pa ba lam. Gopa balam. Go pi gopi ma na sa manasa sa ro va ra sarovara va sam vasam. So as you can see, I've introduced go with this extra. It's like a ga plus a sign at the top. P, the longer P. Okay, so this again saro, ro also is same. Next word. Go. This is dhu. Dhu. Okay, the fourth letter consonant in the tha varga. Dhu. Go dhu li. Go dhu li. Bhu. Fourth letter in the pa varga. Shi. Again the cerebral sha. Shi ta. Bhushita. Ma no ha, ra. Manohara. Ru. You can see the ru, you know, it's in the middle of the ra, you know, it's slightly different from this bhu, dhu. The ru is slightly different. Rupam. Rupam. Ja, ga, de, ka, na, tham. Jagadeka natham. This tha is the second letter in the tha varga. Okay. Jagadeka natham. I think I made a mistake here. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. I'll fix this. But for the just read it for now. I don't have it in the material. This one I just tried to add it today just to give something. Yadu. Actually, the tha should be different. Yadu kula. Yadu kula. Tilakam. Yadu kula. Tilakam. Okay. We go to the next one. Ma. Yu. Ra. Mayura. Mu. Ku. Ta. Dha. Dha is the fourth one in the tha varga, aspirated. Okay. Dha ra. Mayura mukuta dhara. Okay. Then the next one is ve nu vi lo lam. Venu vi lo lam. Okay. Ma ya na tha ka. Ma ya na ta ka. Ma nu sha ve sham. Manusha ve sham. Okay. The last one is na ta va ra. Natavara. Gi ri dha ram. Giridharam. Na ma mi. Namami. Sa ta ta satatam. Okay. So I thought I will just give you a small glimpse of the use of these letters which we looked at. So as you can see, with whatever you have learned, there are quite a few words you can already start reading. And I try to introduce bhajans, the words which you often come across in bhajans, so that you will see, you will also learn some of the Sanskrit words which are commonly used in bhajans. It will be a good opportunity. So that was the idea. We have come to 10 o'clock. So I will just open it up for you all to ask any questions. Okay, so Yadu is right. Okay, so suddenly I get doubts. If everyone is okay, please go ahead. Sister Vani.
Sairam brother, the Satatam, the last word.
Yes.
Why there is no Visarga and instead there is this?
Oh, it's not Visarga, it's Anuswara.
Sorry, Anuswara, yeah.
So usually in Sanskrit, this I think I already touched upon last week. I used the word aham, I remember. See, in Sanskrit, the Anuswara and the are usually interchangeably used. Okay, but the general rule is there are a couple of rules why you have to put the and not anuswara. There are some rules which I will deal with one day. But generally, for now, you just say the last letter in a sentence. Usually, if it ends in anuswara is not used, it's which is used. In between, people don't use in, like vilolam, isham, I have not used it. Okay, because it's somewhere in the middle, people generally don't use. That is the convention. So that is the difference, but it's anuswara and are to a great extent you can say it's the same. There are some subtle differences, but one is just it should not, it doesn't get fully produced here. Anuswara is completely nasal, whereas is actually some vibration in the mouth also takes place. That's a technical difference, but I will leave that for now. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It is just take it as convention, and you can interchangeably use anuswara, which is the dot at the top, and okay.
Thank you.
If the previous bhajan, I did not introduce it, but here I introduced it. So it's good that you looked at it and asked, because thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Sister Vinodini, you have a question?
Yes, I know you are extremely busy. I was wondering whether it would be possible for you to post the YouTube video by Wednesday or Thursday.
I thought last time I had posted it by Monday, I guess. I can post it by tomorrow. It is just that sometimes the weekend is a bit hectic, and so I get to it only on Monday. But I will do it. Sooner the better, isn't it? That's what you are.
No, the reason is because by the end of the week we forget what we did Saturday.
Okay. So by Monday, okay, I will give a word that by Monday I will have it posted.
Okay, because it's getting harder now.
Okay, no problem. Yes, it is harder. I'm sorry about it, but don't get disenchanted, I would say, because if you can't recognize or remember, don't worry about it. See, at the moment, I'm just taking you through in a structured way. I'm covering all the letters. So I don't expect, it's all only through familiarity you will get to know the words. So once we get past this, the next ones also will be very bit heavy. I hope you all put up with it. Don't get this, don't worry about it too much. But once we are past that and we start looking at words, slowly you will become familiar, and you won't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. That's the word I would say. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Saira.
Because you don't be hard on yourself, thinking that you have to remember and recognize all of them. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Brother Vimalesan, you have a question.
Sairam, I just want to know, especially in more than the bhajans, in chanting, for example, Rudram or whatever, I have noticed that the aspirations, aspirated letters, some is more recognizable or more audible. Some you hardly notice. So is there any, that depends on the individual, or is there any, what I am asking? No, sometimes, of course, they are all pronouncing correctly the aspirated letters, but sometimes it's recognizable or I mean audible. We can noticeable. Sometimes it's hardly noticeable. So as long as you say it, whether it's noticeable or not, doesn't matter. Or
see, they see Vag Suddhi. Okay, that's a word in Sanskrit. Okay. Vag Suddhi is purity of speech. or diction in, I think in English is said, I guess, I don't know. It is essential. Okay. Generally, it all depends on the teachers who teach and how much they enforce their disciple to chant properly. But it is possible, it is unavoidable that sometimes people make mistakes. They may not make the effort, because sometimes, especially if you look at the aspirated ones, one has to be strong. One's lung has to be strong. You should be healthy. Only then sometimes you can produce that sound. Okay. It's all about effort. So I think that is why, all Vedic chanting, they recognize that people may not chant it 100%. And so what they do is they would chant at the end, Yadakshara para prashtam mahatrahiram tu yadvavet. It's you ask for forgiveness. If at all unknowingly you have committed, pada prashtam matrahinam, so all these are part of that. Okay. But the thing is, we have to make the effort. We have to learn and try to say it. Even if we fail when we are trying, I think God will say he's trying, so I will, as Swami says, if a person is failing, if the person gets only 10 marks, the teacher will not give grace marks. But if you get, say, 30, if 40 is the passing mark, and if we go get 35 or 37 or 38, he will say, okay, I will pass the person. Okay. Swami says grace always works like that. He will not say, oh, you don't know. But if you made the effort, God will recognize and say it's fine. But I think it's between the individual and God, I would say, especially when you talk about Vedam. But as much as possible, we should try to perfect it. It's my understanding, brother. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Thank
all. So see, I don't want you all to be so scared. Oh, I don't know to chant. I don't want to chant. Okay. You need to make the effort to know what is the correct pronunciation. Okay, number one. Number two, then you need to make some effort to chant it as correctly as possible. And then the rest is for God. If he has not given you the ability, you see, in many of your cases, you are exposed to this language at a very later stage in your life. Okay. And the fact that you are making the effort and trying is much more important than whether you got it right. This is my personal view, because sometimes I myself, my pronunciation is also not accurate. I also know the theory, but we have to try, and I think that is what is more important than getting it correct. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Sairam. Again, this is my view, and Swami will guide each of you. Okay, Sairam. Brother Yoga Kumaran, you have a question.
Yes, when we do the jagna, we pronounce wrong way, wrong product will come out.
Yeah, quality control. It's all about quality control. So what to do, but Swami will say, okay, if you make a mistake, don't worry. Next time you try to do it. Try, not actually what he said, you should not even try. You should do it. That's what he will say. But so that's what it is. Okay. Okay, Brother Kumar, you have a question.
Yes, brother, just wanted to ask you, I know maybe some may also agree, I don't know. Would you be able to provide, going forward in the future, doing some mantras or bhajans like this with Sanskrit, like Gayatri mantra, and this bhajan that what you have right on the screen is not in the part of the notes, right? It didn't come through the part of the notes.
I didn't put it, I have
no worries.
No, I have the material. I have even word to word meaning. If anyone is interested, we can go over. I just put it there. I didn't know whether there will be questions. Then today morning I said, okay, if maybe I run through and people say it was a boring class today, it's just like that.
Yeah.
So I said, let me introduce something new. So it will at least, you will see some words. maybe we can discuss.
Okay.
So that's the reason I introduced it. I will post the material, repost the material with this, so you can read it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Because there are mantras, not mantras, there are some bhajans that I pronounce, but my wife who studied in India, so she understands Sanskrit a lot because she can write. So she
Okay.
sometimes corrects me, but I sometimes pronounce it my native tongue with that nativity. She says, no, this is now the way it should be pronounced. Now I understand what she meant. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, see, my idea is to, you will see wherever possible, I'm going to, as soon as you know to read it, I will introduce either bhajans, shlokas, or some mahavakyas from the Upanishad with Swami quotes. See, the whole idea is not to learn the language for the language sake. It is learned so that you can apply it in your own prayer, in listening to Swami and understanding, or singing bhajans, understand the meaning, pronounce it properly. That's the whole idea. This is not an advanced course in Sanskrit, where you become a Sanskrit Pandit. It is whatever we are doing already, just polishing it. That is the whole idea, and I hope everyone is okay with that approach. Saira.
Saira and Beshu.
Okay, Sister Bhavani.
Sai Ram, can you please write in the row, can you write the 5 and the 6 sound, please?
5 and the 6.
Ruru. Am I saying it right? Rarariri. Ruru. Can you write that? Because that's written differently, no?
Yes. So you want me to write and show that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sure. I will do that. Sister Meena has a question, and then I will go back to Sister Bhavan. I will do that. Okay.
Sarah, brother, no, this is Kishore here.
Okay, Kishore.
Yeah, actually, while learning Rudram, sometimes our pronunciations are not that very accurate. So in the learning process, always we do some kind of a mistakes while chanting Rudram. So is it really sin to pronounce it wrong, or like how does it what kind of remedy for that if we pronounce it wrong, brother or no?
Okay, see, there are different expectations for a learner and a different expectation for someone who is chanting in public, as So I don't think it is not a sin to learn. This is my understanding. I would say, if we are learning, it's okay. You can make mistake, and it's natural you will make mistakes. If I am learning to ride a bicycle, I will fall down. Is it wrong to fall down? No, it is part of the learning process. Absolutely not. But if I say, okay, without learning, if I say I'm going to chant today, where's the mic? I'm going to chant, then it's a big problem. So this is the difference, I would say. Like in the hostel, in our college, every student is taught Veda chanting. But for example, when the Atirudra Mahayagnyam came, every student was tested. Only one who could chant were given the opportunity to sit and chant. Okay, others can just chant it silently, but they would not be part of the team which was chanting. For that, every student was tested. So it is all about what is the where you are, and you need to recognize, am I fit to chant in public? But I think everyone should learn. Yeah. Actually, if you don't learn, it's a sin. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Because in an opportunity given, if we ignore it, I think that is a bad thing. So that is my understanding, brother.
Yes.
As long as we are making effort, sincere effort to learn, we are. It is not a sin. It is actually punya. Yes. This is my belief. Because Swami will be happy that this person is making effort. This person is trying to learn. Yes. And it is good for that person and also the other people. Okay. This is my understanding, Saira.
Thank you, Saira, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Sairam, brother. Sairam, brother. So I heard the Sanskrit matrikas, the alphabets are mapped in our body, And when you chant correctly with correct pronunciation, it's like a light bulb going off. And even you like, for example, if you strike a matchbox, you can strike 1,000 times, but the light won't come. But if you strike on the surface, the first time correctly, it will light up, right? So then you can actually cure diseases when you chant properly. So I heard you also mentioned something like that. Can you elaborate on that? I was wondering why is it like Sanskrit? Because is it like the oldest language? So why are we saving the Sanskrit matrikas on the body?
Okay.
Not yeah.
Very good question, sister. So the thing is, it is not to do with the Sanskrit language. The difference between Sanskrit language and the other languages is just one simple thing. The refinement of the sound and pronunciation has been perfected. That's all. See, the same sounds are present in other languages also. So for example, let me say, let's take gold. Okay. If it's unrefined, the quality which comes out of it is different from something much more refined. For example, if you take a medicine, vitamin or anything like that, the more you refine, the more effective it will be. See the percentage, concentration in any acid or anything like that. The more you perfect and distill it, the effect is manifold. Okay, that is the reason. So in Sanskrit, what they have done is they've taken all kinds of sounds and categorized them into a very scientific way, and they have perfected it. So the thing is, when it's perfect, so for example, if you take music, if I'm learning music, if I'm able to hit the right note, they will say it's on swara, Otherwise, they will say it's upper swara. So a person who is melodious to listen has perfected. So it's nothing to do with Carnatic music or Hindustani music or Western music. No. Whichever music it is, if you perfect it, the exact shruti, exact swara, the listener, it's so pleasant. It's not only for the person who is singing, they are overjoyed. Anyone who is listening will be transported somewhere. So that is the power of mantras. And there are situations, there are people who will just light fire with just chanting mantras. They say that to that extent, people have perfected the technique. That is why it is called sadhana, Nado upasana, it's called Nada upasana. So that means you perfect. I don't know whether you know, many musicians, when you look at them, this person is a musician. There are dancers who you look at them, you will know this person is a dancer, because that music or the art form has become part of them. Their eyes, their face, it'll project music without even them playing a note. Like if you look at M.S. Subbulakshmi Amma, when people look at her, even if she doesn't sing, they will listen to music, because they become music, because the nada has become one with them. So it is the same thing. So basically you practice something, then your entire different parts become vibrating. Just like an instrument, musical instrument, you play it often, and if you knock the wood on that instrument, the quality of the sound which comes will be much different than any other piece of wood which is not tempered like that. I hope I answered your question, or maybe more. So
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very good. So I also heard NASA, the space scientists, you're planning to use Sanskrit as the language for AI, artificial intelligence. As you said, I think it's the most refined language, I think, like for coding and all.
Yeah, so the reason is because Sanskrit has a very well-defined letter and sound. So for example, even for speech recognition, it's easy for the computer to recognize, because, for example, if you take English, PUT is put, BUT is but. Okay, so for it to write, it becomes a bit more complicated. You had to feed all the words possible for it to recognize. Whereas in Sanskrit, you don't have to feed. If a person says who sound, as soon as it hears, it's very simple to write. So because of it, the way scientifically it has been developed, and there is what is written is what is spoken, and the grammar is a bit more flexible than many other grammars. They have found it's a very scientifically developed language. Because of that, it's easy to use in artificial intelligence very efficiently. Okay, in other languages also you can do, but this will become so efficient that the level of programming will be very limited. This is my understanding. Okay, Sairam, sister.
Thank you, Sairam.
Now I will, I think, sister, let me just check the chat whether there are questions, but can you sing the bhajan, please? I will, was this bhajan part of the lecture notes? No, I will post it with a bhajan. Maybe the word-to-word meaning also, we can go through that. You get that for Rishi? Yes, I think she must have put that when we were doing the she, I guess. Okay. So Bhavani, I think she said, can you please write the 2 R letters, which is the Ru and Ru, or everything, I think. No, the 4, 5 letters.
5 and 6, please.
This one?
Yeah, the yellow.
5 and 6 you want to see? Okay, okay,
Yes.
fine. I'm just going to stop sharing and you can see the board, I guess. Can you see the board? I think I have.
Yes.
Yeah, spotlight. That's good. Okay, this is Ru. You know, you can, people write it in different ways, but it's good enough. Okay. You know, I myself have not written this for many decades. So, but I hope it's okay, Sister Bhavani.
It looks little different. What's different?
Okay, I will again go back.
Maybe you can enlarge it a bit.
Enlarge it? Okay, okay. Sorry. Is it better?
Yes.
This is the way you write? Well, at least this is the way I write. Okay.
This is good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? If not,
Sorry, can you move a bit? You're hiding it. Okay, thank you.
okay, okay.
Yeah, the word rishi, you know, that the
Yes.
words after that, yeah, rishi is like, you know, that's only one word that is commonly used, you know.
Yes.
Like otherwise, those other words are not used. That's
Yes,
what I meant.
yes, yes. Can I erase this?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think my sister, maybe because I will introduce some words with all the combination of letters which you have read, and we will go over them next week. Maybe I will put the Rishi there. Yeah, I will just put it there. Because just the way we did for the simple vowels, akara vowels, some collection of words, I'm going to, there will be a list of words which maybe I will send in advance. Maybe Thursday, by Thursday, I will get it to you all. Then we can go over those words and then we can spend some time looking at them. Okay. Sister Aruna is asking, Whether you do, I think singing is better, or we will go through the meaning.
Singing.
Singing is better. Okay, see, because I don't know whether I should just play. Okay, I myself have to practice the bhajan, but anyway, I'll just sing, okay, to the best of my ability. Devadi Devam Deenadayanam Devadi Devam Deenadayanam Goparipalam Gopabalam Goparipalam Gopabalam Gopi Manasa Sarovaravasam Gopi Manasa Sarovaravasam Godhuli Bhushita Manohara Rupam Godhuli Bhushita Manohara Rupam Jagadekanatham Yadukula Tilakam Jagadekanatham Yadukula Tilakam Mayura Mukutadhara Venu Vilolam Mayura Mukutadhara Venu Vilolam Maya Nataka Manusha Vesham Maya Nataka Manusha Vesham Natavara Giridharam Namami Satatam Natavara Giridharam Namami Satatam Devadi Devam Deenadayalam Goparipalam Gopabalam. Saira. So it's 10:30.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Auntie Logi. Please go ahead, Auntie Logi. Haridasan, please. Oh, you are unmute yourself.
Okay, that was really, brother, it was a beautiful singing for us. And I will try to practice that. But anyway, do you think next time or whenever you have the time, can you give us the meaning of that?
Yeah, I have the meaning. I can post it, or
Okay.
I have it, means I don't have it in the document.
Okay.
It is there. I don't know if you all want 10 minutes. If you all can spare, maybe I will go over. So that I don't know. I will up to you all. If you people want to leave, then I will close the session, and we can go over the meaning next week. Maybe I will quickly run through. I won't spend too much time, and we can take it again. Can you see it?
Yes.
On the screen. Okay.
Yes, can.
So Devadi means Deva, etc. Okay. All the beings, beginnings from the Devas. Okay, Devam, you are the Lord of everyone from Deva, Manusha, Rakshasas, animals, everyone. It covers the entire universe. Devadi Devam, you are the Lord of all beings, beginning with gods. Okay, there are other words. I'm skipping this. Okay, there are similar words with different meanings. I will deal with them next week. Dina Dayalam. Dina means one who is weak, afflicted, downtrodden or distressed. Okay, Dina Dayalam means you are compassionate to anyone who is weak. Our brothers were saying, if you can't say it properly, will the Lord, because he's Dina Dayala, even if we are not so good, if we are weak, he will be very compassionate. Okay, Devadi Devam Dina Dayalam. So I will go to Gopari Palam. Go means cows, you can say, but go also means many more things. I will spend next week talking about Paripala. Palaya means to protect. Paripalaya means the protection is something divine, which basically means he protects us from a spiritual perspective. Whenever the word pari comes, it has a special meaning. So we will discuss that later, okay? Gopa Balam. Gopa means of the Gopa, the cowherds. Balam means a child, boy. So he's the cowherd boy, Gopa Balam. Gopi, I think all of you know the Gopi, the devotees of Krishna. Manasa Sarovara. Manasa is our mind. Sarovara is a lake. I think all of you know Manasa Sarovar. You know, everyone talks about Kailash and Manasa Sarovar. Basically, when our mind becomes very still, you know, very still, that state of the mind is called Manasa Sarovar. Okay. Vasam. He resides in that kind of a mind. An unperturbed mind is the place where the Lord resides. Manasa Sarovara Vasa. Who had that kind of a mind? The gopis had. Gopi Manasa Sarovara Vasa. That's why Krishna played with them. Okay, so that's the meaning. Go Dhuli. Go means cows. Dhuli is the dust. Godhuli Ka means, they also say evening time is Godhuli. It's called Godhuli Kala. But actually what it means is when the cows are returning home, there's dust which they raise. Okay. When does it happen? In the evenings. So Godhuli Bhushita, he wears it because Krishna is a cowherd. He walks with the cows and they raise the dust and he is decorated with that Godhuli. So if you can imagine the Krishna who is coming back, you know, after grazing the cows and, you know, dust is rising and he's a little kid and there's you know, his makeup is Godhuli. You know, if you want to, he has applied it as powder. Just like Shiva applies the ashes from the cremation ground. Godhuli Bhushita, is adorned by it. You know, it doesn't look ugly. You know, just the fact that he wears it, he makes it so beautiful. Which has other meanings. I will touch it later. Manohara, Mano is mind. Hara means captivating. Manohara Rupam, his form is so captivating form. Jagad Eka Natham. Jagat means his world. Eka means one. Natham means a Lord. He is the only Lord of this universe. Okay. Yadukula Tilakam. Yadukula means the race of Yadu or the family of Yadu. Yadukula Tilakam. Tilakam is what you wear on your forehead, which also means he is an ornament. Ornament or anything you wear on your forehead is called Tilakam. So he is like the ornament, the crest jewel of that dynasty. Okay. I think I have to move it. Okay. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Mayura is peacock. Mukuta Dhara means he keeps the feather of the peacock as his crown. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Venu Vilolam. Venu means flute. Vilolam means one who plays it in a moving way. It also means he is moved by Venu, the flute sound. That's why Swami says, you make yourself an empty one, then I will blow and then the world will be happy and everyone will be happy. So Venu Vilolam. Krishna always plays the flute, so that's why it's called Venu Vilola. He moves everyone by the flute, playing of flute. Natavara means he's the best dancer, he's the best actor also. I think we have already discussed this. Giri Dharam, one who bears the mountain. You know, he supposed to have lifted the Govardhana Giri. So Giridharam. Namami, I bow down, I pray. Namami. Satatam, always. Namami Satatam. This type of Krishna, I am always thinking of praying to him and singing to him. I'm bowing down to him. That's the meaning of the bhajan. We can spend a little more time if you all want at the next. Sorry, I took about 6-7 minutes extra.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I will attach this also on the deck and post it maybe tomorrow, day after. Just bear with me.
Thank you so much.
You already have whatever I have covered. You can still practice with that. I will by Monday I will have this updated, and I will also post the YouTube video. Okay, thank you. So with those thoughts, I think we'll close for today. It has been a long day for you, the early morning. You may have other things to do, so we'll close with Samastaloka and Shanti. Sai Ram. I don't know, there are some people who like to put chat, that's all, fine. Sai Ram. Oh. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.